We've been talking a lot about COVID-19 recently, as the anniversary of the shelter-in-place order has come and gone. Each of us has experienced the year from our own unique perspective. For most of us, this past year has been a challenge. We've experienced loss, loneliness, and disappointment. Change was difficult. Learning new technologies was tricky. We missed our friends and our life before all this began. Some of us also found moments of joy as well. Unexpected family time, time to work around the house, practice a new instrument, or pick up a new hobby. For our youth, it was a time of tremendous upheaval. Online learning, canceled music and sporting events, isolation and disappointment. And there were good times and so much opportunity for growth and self-reflection. Today we have the great privilege to hear from 4 of our youth who will share with us their experience of the COVID pandemic, what was hard, what they learned, and what they are taking with them into the future.
Think back to a couple summers ago, and you just got done from a long day of hiking with your friends and family and swimming and playing outside in the sun, and you're gathered around a campfire with the people who you love. You roasted marshmallows, you're laughing, sharing stories, and as the night goes on, as it gets deeper and deeper into the nighttime, conversations tend to shift. We move into a place of vulnerability, a place where we talk to each other about those things that we are really wrestling with, things that are struggling in our hearts. This work that we do late at night, our night work, is the work that is intense and hard and scary and intimate and vulnerable. For a lot of young people, like all of us, this last year has felt like a long winter, the longest winter to ever happen. And even on the days when it was sunny out, it felt like we were just trying to trudge through deep, deep snow. The wind is blowing sideways at us, and we forgot our gloves at home. The other part of winter is the darkness. And I know for many of us, and for many of our young people, it has felt like the sun is just not coming up in the morning. It still feels dark and heavy every day because things are different and things are hard. And so when we were gathered together, we talked about what does it feel like to be in the darkness? What does it feel like to be doing our night work all year long? So we asked ourselves this question: what is it that we have wrestled with this year? What were the things that we had to look in the face with maybe a flashlight in the middle of the night? Those things that made us toss and turn all through this long winter. And because we had time to do this night work, what are the ways that we have shifted? What are the ways that we are going to step out into the light, step out into the spring in new and different ways?
I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any power, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God. Romans 8:38-39.
During the pandemic, everything has felt like it has been constantly changing. Back in March of 2020, I didn't know when I was going to go back to school or if I would even be able to go back at all. I also had to cancel almost all of my summer plans. This theme has continued into this school year, but fortunately while gradually returning to normal. When I found out that we were going to be returning to school for 2 days a week, I couldn't wait. I missed my friends and wanted to get back into a more structured routine. These unexpected changes have taught me that I sometimes won't be able to control all the events in my life. Instead, I need to let go of control and know that it will turn out all right in the end. My relationship with God has helped me to keep feeling hopeful throughout the experience.
For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians 13:12-13.
Although COVID halted our normal life, it gave us time for self-reflection. In this time, being in a community is more important than ever. This means being supportive to the people around you as well as finding people who love and support you. I have learned that you don't have to put energy into maintaining superficial relationships with people who don't truly love you and who cut you down. Look for people who you see God in, who love you unconditionally and you can be your true self around. Value love and kindness. I also learned that you need to take care of yourself. Loving others as you love yourself entails being kind to yourself too. Take time to focus on learning what really makes you happy. Before the pandemic started, I didn't realize how upset I was with my classes and the people in them until I had that extra long spring break to do the things I enjoyed. I was able to spend time with myself and step away from the people around me, which allowed me to dig deeper into myself and invest my energy into people who truly support me in life.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. When you call on me, I will listen. When you seek me, I will be there. Jeremiah 29:11-13.
At the start of the pandemic, every day was a question mark. No one knew what was going on and nobody knew what the next day was going to look like. All sense of normalcy and structure were gone. For me, having no routine made each day feel even weirder than it already was. It felt like I had all this time, but I was getting nothing done. On March 28th, I had two new problems. A puppy I had been waiting on since February and the start of online school. I had to figure out how to manage both, and I needed to figure it out fast. So I decided to make a routine. I had a set time to get up, a set time to start school, to play with my puppy Leo, and times Leo took naps. Being a horrible procrastinator, this saved me. I couldn't procrastinate. I literally could not waste all of my day. My routine offered me structure that I needed in those first few months. This experience reminded me that God has a plan. I had a new puppy and COVID to deal with, but somehow I felt more put together and better than I had before.
Hear my cry, O God, listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you. I call as my heart grows faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the foe. I long to dwell in your tent forever and take refuge in the shelter of your wings. Psalm 61, 1-4.
I think that if this situation has given us one thing, it's insight on what's really important. This insight can help us to reevaluate the relationships, activities, and routines that we spend our time on. Pre-COVID, something I really struggled with was prioritization. I was always overbooked and I felt like I was running from one exhausting exploit to another. This rushing around meant that I didn't really enjoy anything that I was doing or anyone I was talking to. COVID offered a completely different change of pace. It allowed me to slow down, take a breath, and really reflect. I think the clarity that I gained from this experience helped me to see more clearly. And now that life is becoming busy again, I have to make time for the things that are important to me. It is my belief that if things are important, you will make time. And if you don't, how important can they really be? In my life now, I strive to make time for the relationships that bring me joy and keep me grounded. I've also had to make some tough decisions on what I spend my time doing. Throughout the pandemic, I have prioritized dancing, something I really enjoy, over activities that just brought me stress. This time has also helped me to make time for God through prayer and reflection. We only have so much time on this earth, and I aim to use it well.
In many churches, there's a holiday called Candlemas. The official date is sometime in February, but a lot of churches celebrate this holiday on the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. Candlemas is a celebration of light in the darkness. When Jesus was born, Jesus was a light to so many after a long, long winter. This last year, we have needed a Candlemas. We needed a campfire where we could sit around and talk about our hard, intense, vulnerable things that we were wrestling with and kept us tossing and turning through this long night. For many young people, it has felt like we are moving into spring, that Jesus brought this light in the darkness, and after celebrating Easter, even the darkest winter of all, death, isn't the end of the story. We've had a lot of time to sit around our campfires. We've had a lot of time to wrestle and had many sleepless nights this last year. And this work has been so important. This work has allowed us to step out into the springtime, step out into the light with a new look, a new perspective, a new feeling of hope and appreciation. And while we still are grieving, we are still struggling, nighttime still comes, we can feel accomplished. We can feel hopeful that we have done the work that God is calling us to do, to be full disciples of Jesus Christ and to bring that out into the light. So as we move forward together,
take opportunities to be kind and show love.
Make time for yourself, God, and others.
When you can, let go of control and be present.
Prioritize your happiness and health, for God loves you.